Wide aerial shot of massive oil tankers slowly moving through a narrow waterway surrounded by desert coastline. What if a single narrow waterway could shake the entire global economy? Close shot of oil tankers crossing the Strait of Hormuz while naval ships patrol nearby. What if a country surrounded by powerful rivals could still control one of the most critical energy routes on Earth? Satellite-style map animation showing the Strait of Hormuz connecting the Persian Gulf to the Indian Ocean. Iran is often seen only through headlines of conflict and politics. Slow cinematic shot of Iranian landscapes transitioning from mountains to deserts. But the deeper story is far older, far deeper, and far more powerful. Wide cinematic drone shot flying over the Iranian plateau at sunrise. To understand Iran, we must travel through geography, history, and a civilization that has endured for thousands of years. Drone footage of the Strait of Hormuz with cargo ships and oil tankers crossing the narrow waterway. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important energy corridors on Earth. Realistic maritime footage of tankers moving slowly through narrow shipping lanes. Nearly a fifth of the world's oil supply travels through this single passage. Map animation highlighting global oil routes flowing through the Strait of Hormuz. This makes the strait a strategic choke point for the entire world. Fast attack military boats moving quickly across Gulf waters. Instead of relying only on large warships, Iran developed asymmetric naval strategies. Footage of small speedboats maneuvering rapidly around larger ships. Fast attack craft allow rapid movement and unpredictable tactics. Military drone flying over ocean waters scanning the horizon. Drones and surveillance systems help monitor activity in the narrow corridor. Underwater naval mine animation near tanker routes. Naval mines can disrupt shipping routes instantly. Oil market graphs rising rapidly. Even the threat of disruption here can cause global oil prices to surge. Massive drone footage flying across the Zagros Mountains at sunset. Beyond the coastlines rises the massive Zagros mountain range. Aerial shot of deep valleys and steep rocky ridges. These mountains form a natural defensive barrier across western Iran. Military convoy moving slowly through rugged mountain roads. Large armies struggle to move quickly through this terrain. Satellite imagery of rugged mountain geography. Steep ridges and narrow valleys complicate modern warfare. Hidden missile launch vehicle camouflaged in mountainous terrain. Mountains allow defensive systems to remain concealed. Cinematic sunrise shot over the ruins of Persepolis. More than 2,500 years ago, the Persian Empire rose as one of history's greatest civilizations. Slow cinematic movement across ancient stone columns of Persepolis. Persepolis served as the ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire. Ancient carvings and relief sculptures on palace walls. Delegations from across 3 continents once arrived here. Historical illustration-style footage of Persian kings and imperial courts. Kings like Darius the Great and Xerxes ruled vast territories. Cinematic burning city historical reenactment. In 330 BCE, Alexander the Great captured and burned Persepolis. Slow shot of ruins standing under a vast sky. Yet even after destruction the city endured. Wide cinematic shot of the tomb of Cyrus standing alone in the open plain. Another symbol of Persian heritage is the tomb of Cyrus the Great. Slow rotating aerial shot around the stone monument. Simple yet powerful, the tomb has stood for over 2,500 years. Ancient empire map expanding across 3 continents. Cyrus founded one of the largest empires of the ancient world. Historical illustration showing cultural tolerance policies. Unlike many conquerors, he respected local religions and traditions. Drone footage flying over the desert fortress of Bam. Arg-e Bam once stood as one of the largest mudbrick cities on Earth. Historical trade caravan crossing desert landscape. For centuries it guarded trade routes along the Silk Road. 2003 earthquake destruction footage of Bam. In 2003 a devastating earthquake destroyed much of the ancient city. Modern reconstruction work rebuilding ancient walls. But restoration efforts brought the fortress back to life. Massive aerial drone shot of Naqsh-e-Jahan Square in Isfahan. In the Safavid era, Isfahan became one of the greatest cities in the world. People walking through historical arcades and bazaars. Merchants from Europe, India and Central Asia once gathered here. Beautiful cinematic shot of Shah Mosque blue tiles. Architecture and faith shaped the identity of the city. Interior cinematic shot of Nasir al-Mulk Mosque, sunlight passing through stained glass. In the city of Shiraz, culture and beauty reach another level. Colorful light patterns covering the prayer hall floor. The Pink Mosque transforms sunlight into living art. People quietly walking through the mosque in morning light. Faith and craftsmanship combine in perfect harmony. Drone shot of mountain village Masula covered in fog. Across Iran, people adapted to difficult landscapes. Village houses built in terrace formation on steep hillsides. In Masula, rooftops become walkways for the houses above. Wide cinematic shot of Lut Desert sand formations. Far to the south lies the Lut Desert, one of the harshest environments on Earth. Ancient qanat underground water channel animation. Ingenious qanat systems carried groundwater across long distances. Farmers irrigating fields using traditional channels. This technology allowed life to flourish in extreme environments. Epic aerial drone shot of Mount Damavand rising above clouds. Above it all stands Mount Damavand, the highest peak in Iran. Snow-covered volcanic summit glowing in sunset light. For centuries this mountain has symbolized endurance and strength. Wide cinematic shots showing forests, plains and mountains of Iran. Across deserts, cities and mountains, Iran reveals a civilization shaped by resilience. Slow fade to black with cinematic music. A civilization that has endured invasions, empires and centuries of change. If you enjoy discovering hidden histories and powerful landscapes, subscribe and join us for the next journey.